Hello and welcome to the SEO plus AI show. My name is Josh, best SEO recommender Bashinsky. Today I'm joined with my co-host Greg Bassani. Say hi there, Greg.
Hey there, guys. Hey, Josh. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, my friend?
The recommender. I like that one. So you're going to be recommending things today.
I am. I'm going to be recommending the best AI SEO that's out there right now. I'm going to go through the list of what is the top stuff that's going on. It'll be a short list, but you'll see. People will see. We have a lot to talk about there, so we're gonna get to it. But if you've never seen the SEO plus AI show before, we are the best place on the YouTubes to find information about, you guessed it, SEO and AI, and the convergence of SEO and AI. That's all we do all day long. I've been doing SEO for 25 years. I've been reverse engineering AIs for over 10, building them for over 3 or 4 years. And so we are the best nexus, if you will, the intersection of the best place to find information about SEO and AI. So today I'm going to be recommending to you the best SEO AI, and this video is going to be future-proofed in a sense, in that there's only one way that the top of class AI for SEO can go. There's only one path they can go. There's only one way to go. And you might be like, what? How's that possible? I'll explain it today, and we'll talk about it. So as you can imagine, this is a live show with live things going on. So we have a live show, we have a produced show. So the live show is at Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. The produced show usually is put out Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific. And you're welcome to watch either. You're welcome to watch both. If you want to make sure you catch the live show, make sure you ding the bell and slap the monkey and punch the goat or whatever things you need to do down there to get the notifications from us as to when the show is going to go on. You can come live and ask questions. This is also the best time if anyone has any questions about Keyword Spy or our new SEO Copilot that we're building. It's the best time to come ask us questions about how the app works, how we think of SEO, how we're doing it, why we built the app the way we built it. You can ask any questions you want on my YouTube /JBashins, JBACHYNS community. You can ask questions there. You can ask questions on the live show. You can ask questions in the description, in the comments. You can ask questions on the production show on the comments. You can ask questions any of those places that are public, and we'd be happy to answer there so that other people could possibly find those questions and answer them. That's kind of the help channel for the app right now, is this show you're watching right now. And so if you want to ask questions about that, please, by all means, go ahead and do so. Or if you have any other SEO questions you want to ask, please, by all means, ask them in the chat. And yeah, so that's what we're doing today. So let's get deep into it, into the best AI SEO recommendations. So unless you've been living in a hole somewhere, and if you have, hey, I'm not biased in any way to people who've been living in holes. If you're a cave dweller, if you're living in a hole, hey, you do you, right? That's fine by me. But let's say you haven't. Let's say you have been living in the proverbial hole and you haven't heard much about AI. That's fine. I'm here to tell you everything about it that you need to know, especially when it comes to SEO. So about 4 years ago now, 4 years ago, I think it is, a company called OpenAI brought out a new AI, a new form of AI, a new kind of AI that Google had been working on for years, but had not been released to the public except for in their search, Google search. You've surely have heard of that. It's called the Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And what it does is it generates text, right? It's pre-trained on billions of word relationships. And some of the latest versions are built on trillions, over 1 trillion word relationships. And so it's seen every single word relationship that exists on nearly every topic. So when you ask it questions and you give it what's called a prompt, you give it an English prompt or a German prompt or a French prompt, it knows, due to the combination of the tokens you've used, which is word pieces. I'll just stick to words because it's easier. It knows, because of the words you've used, what the statistically correct answer is. I'll put correct in giant scare quotes. But really what that means is it's the most statistically likely response or association given the text you put in. So you put in some words like knock knock, it's got over 1 trillion word connections, it's read hundreds of millions of knock knock jokes. It realizes on some level the next correct statistical response should be who's there, because it knows you're starting a knock-knock joke. Now, it doesn't know these things. It's not sentient quite yet. There is an attention model built in, and the attention model is kind of quasi reverse engineered from a psychological model of the attention we pay to our topic, and then we can go back in our memory and realize that we were talking about this and associate those things in what's called a context window. And you could bring in this context window, and the new context window that OpenAI is working with is 128K, and the tokens it will allow in or out are up to 128K in, and it'll shoot you 4,000 words. It's not words, it's actually tokens. It's less than 4,000 words. But let's just say words for now. 4,000 words out of what would be most statistically associated with the words you put in. Plus one little very important qualifier, which is the training that they do on top of the model. All the training and fine-tuning they do on top of the model. The instruction they do is called the Instruct series. GPT 3.5 Instruct series, GPT 4 Instruct series, right? It's all the instruction that we users using OpenAI systems put on top of that. So you might be like, Josh, why are you telling us all this? Because this is the basis of the latest AI boom. Right? I'm not going to presume everyone knows this, so I'm going to take a few steps back so everyone can get up to speed on where SEO is and where AI is. So I'm doing AI right now. I'll do the state of the art in SEO in a second. This is the new boom. This is the start of the new boom. It was built originally by Google, but OpenAI ate their lunch, took it, made their own transformer. It's called a transformer. It transforms this text into this text. It transforms text into math into text. Excuse me, when it transforms. It's the biggest, most complex thesaurus and an autocomplete ever. It statistically has representations of the meaning of trillions and trillions and trillions of different things. So it can, in a very wide variety, in a very generalist sense, now this is the important part, in a very generalist sense, it can associate the most associated words with the words you put in. So if you say, give me a blue web page, it will spit out HTML with a CSS, background : blue. Because that's what that means statistically, right? It will do the synonym replacement. It'll transform the prompt to the completion. So you might be like, wow, you could do Python. And it's amazing. It truly is revolutionary. It truly is amazing. It truly is going to change not only SEO, but it's going to change our society. It is so good. It's conversational. You could talk to it. It appears almost alive. It's tricked high-level computer scientists and high-level people to make it think that it's alive and self-aware, like Blake Lemoine, formerly of Google, who thought one of their transformers, Lambda at the time, was self-aware because it was so lifelike, it was so human-like, it knew the topic, it knew what you were talking about, it seemed to know how to respond. It, of course, didn't. It's all just statistical representations. But then we can get into the philosophy arguing, well, what's the difference between the brain? The brain is just statistical representations. So what's the difference? And we can get into that philosophy. We could. We're not on this show, but we could. One could ask that question, but I'm going to leave that for another time to debate. And so long story short, it's a great generalist. It knows a lot of things. It knows a little bit of depth, a tiny bit of depth on nearly every topic talked about online. And if online goes into it in more depth, it knows that in more depth. It's a great place to pull the crystallized wisdom of crowds, right? It is literally a mathematical crystallization of the wisdom of crowds, of the wisdom of everybody, of hoi polloi, if you will, of the general rub of people on the internet and what they've talked about. And of course, as you could imagine, then they had to remove all the racism and they had to remove all the misogyny and they had to remove all the prejudices that are in the internet. They had to scrape all that out and put huge blocks in place so it wouldn't say those things and wouldn't statistically repeat those things as much as possible. And that's all part of the instruction that our users did in the OpenAI system. And I was one of the first adopters of GPT in the early private beta before anybody else had access. I had some of the biggest access that anybody had. I still do. And of the instruction that OpenAI put on top of it as a company, right? And so again, Josh, why are you talking about all this? Because not only is this the state of the art for SEO, for AI and SEO, you're going to find out. And not only is this the start of a new generation, a new era, it really is the start of a new era. And this is the AI that's going to build it, right? When the car became the start of a new era, suddenly the intricacies of the gas combustion engine suddenly became pretty effing important for you. So now how AI works is going to be pretty important too. So I'm going to break it down in simple steps from the beginning and take it forward. So it's got, okay, good. Okay, so it's got a generalist knowledge, very shallow across the board. If there's a lot of knowledge online about it, like a lot of people talk about like insurance online, they explain that. So it can go a bit deeper in certain topics, right? So imagine like a flat graph with stalactites that go, little shorts like that. Some of them are way deeper than other ones. That are talked about a lot online because there's a lot of common knowledge. It's not hidden behind a paywall. It's not knowledge you would have to pay for. It's not specialist knowledge. It's generalist knowledge that people have freely put online because they decided they could monetize it. Really, quite frankly, think about how we've been monetizing information online for the last 25 years. And think about the information that was not that valuable. People were paying a small amount of money for it. So they had to give out more information to make more money on the small dollar per info quotient, right? As opposed to say like brain surgery or law. You can't just get your brain surgery degree online. That's just all up there for free. You can't get a law degree online. That's not all up there for free. Secret patents, secret information that's very lucrative is all secret. And so therefore, Google has not had access to it. The internet has not had access to it publicly. And therefore, AI has not had access to it publicly. And so here we finally round out into seeing where the SEO industry is now. Because you might be like, oh, there's tons of information about SEO out there. I bet you I can fire up ChatGPT and ask it any SEO question and it will do all my SEO for me. No, I'm sorry not. I'm sorry not. SEO is deceptively free, right? It's deceptively put out there a lot, but that's crap SEO. I'm sorry. That's BS SEO. That's what in my private mastermind group called SEO University, which was the think tank that generated our advanced SEO Copilot, which is now called Keyword Spy, but we're changing the name to SEO Copilot because that's what it is. It's an AI SEO Copilot. It is the best AI SEO Copilot, which I will show you in a couple seconds. But no, I'm sorry. You can't just go into ChatGPT and ask it specialist knowledge. You can't ask it what stocks to buy. It doesn't know. And it's out of date anyway. It's always 4 to 5 months out of date, if not 2 years out of date. You cannot ask it what stocks to buy. That's specialist knowledge. It's lucrative knowledge, therefore it's hidden, it's specialist knowledge. You cannot and should not ask it what crypto to buy. It doesn't know. It's going to be totally fooled by the hype out there. It's going to be totally fooled by the fluff out there in all of these industries. It's going to be fooled by the hype in brain surgery. It's going to be fooled by the hype in law. It's going to be fooled by the hype in patent stuff. It's going to be fooled in the hype with chemical stuff. It's going to be fooled by the hype in stocks. It's going to be fooled by the hype in crypto. It's going to tell you to buy NFTs and shit like that. And it's going to be fooled by the hype in SEO. And so you can't ask it those kinds of questions. I mean, you can all day long and it will give you an answer, but is the answer any good? 9 times out of 10, no, the answer isn't good enough. So this is a show about the best SEO AI tools, not any SEO AI tool and not the crappy SEO AI tools. My name is Josh Bashinsky. Maybe you don't know me. I've built a career on telling the truth, on being ethical, on calling people out for their BS. And I have a conscience. Sorry, I have to sleep at night. And so I'm only going to tell you what is actually going to be useful to you so you can build your business, because this is how my business model works. And this is how our business model works at SEO Copilot or Keyword Spy, also in our SEO University. We make good products that we try to make increasingly easy to use and faster that are actually going to rank your sites. That's right. We're actually going to help you rank your sites, because when your sites rank over time, our users don't just increase and then drop off. Our users keep building and keep using the systems because it actually, drumroll, it works. It actually works. So that is our dastardly long-term plan to actually help you. That's how evil we are. Oh, we're evil. We're actually going to help you rank in the long term, you know? Oh no, Greg, I admitted it in public. I admitted our dastardly evil plan. We're actually trying to help you rank. Unlike every other SEO tool out there, which is just trying to make a quick buck off of you, all the other AI ones included, we're actually trying to help you rank, because that's how I modeled my business. Because of, again, I'm pathologically forthright, I'm pathologically ethical, it's just the way I'm wired. And it's better for long term, right? It's better for long term for us to actually help you rank in Google long term, because both short term and long term, because then you'll actually be ranking and you'll have the money to pay us. If you can't rank, you don't get any money, and then you don't have any money to pay us, and then both of us lose. Wah, wah. It's a lose-lose. We want the win-win-win, right? Because we're future thinking, we're forward thinking. So that's where we are in SEO, right? So let me show you. You're like, okay, Josh, I don't really get like what you're talking about, this ChatGPT thing. Okay, I have to admit it. Raise your hand out there if you're the person who hasn't looked at it yet. Raise your hand out there if that's you. No problem at all. Hey, life is busy. Life is busy, and with most new technologies, you're kind of like, should I bother looking at this? Is this a real thing? You know, I'll wait until it gets more popular. So hey, I don't blame you at all. Let me show you today exactly what ChatGPT is, what it's good for, what you can use it for in SEO, and then I'll show you what you can't use it for in SEO, and then we'll move on to something that is actually the best SEO AI stuff. So let me share my screen here. CF says, AI for SEO, just reading it gives me shivers. Too much marketing BS out there till now. Yeah, no, you're completely right. It's a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon for AI stuff, for example. For example, if I search this, free AI SEO, look what I come up with here. Automate your SEO in 10 seconds. Great. It's the Money Robot Submitter, your SEO software. And look at all this. Wow, it looks like it was designed in 1992. It looks like a 19. Is this Windows? Is this Windows 95? Like, I think what are these screenshots from? I think this is from a very early version of Windows. I don't think it looks like that anymore in Windows. Yeah. So it'll do. Oh, look! It'll build all this link building. It's just link building. Is all it is. SEO is not link building. Okay. First problem. Google has admitted that links are not even the top 3 ranking algorithms anymore. And you could tell right there by the screenshots that this person built this system, this AI system. They built it literally like when SE Nuke was around. I used to be making those videos when that used to kind of work. And it doesn't now. Let me tell you, it doesn't now. All that stuff they're doing is old, rehashed, warmed up BS from 15 years ago that does not work anymore, right? It does not work anymore, period. You are going to shoot yourself in the foot, right? You might as well just throw your money away. Just take your money, throw it in the wind, and then go home and say SEO done, because that's what that's going to do for you, right? So sorry, that's just the way it is. That's just the way that's going to happen here. And it was a sponsored link anyway. I made you pay money for that. SEO AI. Oh, the #1 writer for SEO. Let's check it out. Get more ranking content with less work. Now we got this thing here. Oh, look, it's got semantic keywords. It's got love-like things. Great. Okay, here's the problem. Average length, 1,600 words. Okay, so here's a problem. What if you don't want 1,600 words? What if, just spitballing here, let's say your niche actually on average has been machine learned to less than 1,600 words? That's not good. So a lot of these guys have like a one-size-fits-all kind of tool. That's not based on the actual ranking factors of how things actually work. I can show you the statistics of how well people are actually ranking in our system because I track these things because, again, I have the business model. So you should go and watch the video a few weeks back that I did. So I challenge you to ask this guy here, okay, what's your stats of how much it's working? Show me the stats. Show me the examples of how it works. I'll show you our examples of how it works. Anytime somebody has gotten a win in our system, I've saved it in just this simple folder here. And I have graph upon graph upon graph upon graph of people going from spot 2 to 1, spot 80 to 79. I got all these pluses we have here. Some are 80 points, some are 1 point, some are 2 points. I have all the boosts out of the system. I can click this thing forever because you can see up in here, I'm like into the 389th graph. We have hundreds and 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 hundreds of wins. And these wins go back for months and months and months and months. This is just October. This is just the October win. See how far I'm scrolling here? And then we can go back even further here and I'll show you some more boosts we have here and also screenshots of the boosts from both SEO University, which is a think tank that produced all the SEO for SEO Copilot, and how we're automating it through AI with SEO Copilot. I can go on and 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 on with all the boosts we have there. I challenge you to ask any other AI tool if they have that. I guarantee you that they don't, right? They don't track them because they don't have them. They don't have that many wins. I bet their win ratio is probably under 50%. And you don't want to go with an AI tool, which the win ratio is under 50%. I would say you definitely don't want to do that. So what is the best SEO AI stuff? Okay, let me show you. First off, here you can do some things with ChatGPT. Let me show you. So ChatGPT is pretty good. This is the latest version of it, right? And you can ask it pretty good questions. You can be like, let's pick a web page. So anybody have a web page you want me to work on today? If you have a web page you want me to work on today, or if you have a SEO query you want me to work on today, put it here in the chat and I can definitely get that going for you. I will use it as an example. So if you have a particular example of what you want me to take a look at, let me know. Until then, let me do a search here. Let's just take a look at CBD oil for cats. Let's just look at that. And then we'll look here at Halistapet. How about this? So I'm going to take this URL. So here's the kind of things that start your pet's wellness journey. Interstitial, not good. Users tend to hate interstitials. Google has said specifically not to do interstitials, although they're ranking number 1 in spite of it, but that doesn't really matter. You can still swim even with a couple weights tied to your ankle. What happens when the water gets rough is the question. Okay, so I can, this is what...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just comment on that. That discount was it was a massive discount. Like usually you see 10% off. That was 25. So maybe that's why it's working so well. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just
yeah, no, exactly. That's a good call. And I bet you when I ask ChatGPT, it's going to come up with something like that too. So if I say, please look at this web page and give me top 10 tips to improve sales. That's good to do, to ask for CRO questions. It's usually pretty good at doing something like that. So it'll actually browse with Bing. It'll actually use its internal web browser. It says browsing with Bing, but it's not. It's not doing search with Bing for this. It's going directly to this page. It's visiting this page, as you can see. And it's going to start giving me some tips after reading it of how to improve sales. And usually ChatGPT does a pretty good job with something like this, right? This is the kind of thing you want to use ChatGPT for. This is the best SEO kind of things you can do with ChatGPT. Is you could ask it sales questions. You could say, how do I improve my CRO? How do I improve my CTA, my call to action? Rate me at a scale from 1 to 10 on the different sales value propositions or SVPs I have, and how well do those work? You can ask it questions like that. So
and why do you think that is, that it knows sales and CRO related info more so than it would SEO?
Because that's a great question, Greg. Because sales information is readily shared online, right? People don't realize how important it is. And so a lot of people have just shared their tips there, right? And because it's kind of an interesting thing. It's not that sales information isn't important. It is crucially important. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's easier to say and harder to do, right? People who write sales copy can charge, normal writers can charge anywhere from $5 to $50 an hour. Sales copywriters can charge $150 to $250 an hour because it's just that much more complex and just that much more important. And so it was unable to find specific sales improvements tips there, but it just gave me some general stuff that it's read online of everything that's been told. And it says, make sure the website is optimized. So it gives you basic crap. So again, you see the basic crap it's telling you? And so maybe I didn't ask it the right question. I didn't prompt it very well. That is another big thing about using AI, is that you have to prompt it really well. So let me say this. I'll say, okay, on this page, identify my SVPs, rate my SVPs and CTA on a scale of 1 to 10 and tell me how to improve them. Maybe this is a better example of a more specific question. Ask a general question, get a general answer. Ask a more specific question, get a more specific answer is another good rule of thumb when you're prompting these things. So maybe this might work a little bit better. So it's going to read the page again. And I gave it the page again because if you didn't give it the page again, sometimes it just gets confused. And it's like, it's going to go off of this information as opposed to this information you want it to go off of. So that's another pro tip because I'm something of a prompt whisperer. I've been building in this thing for years, ever since it's been released to the public. Actually, before it was released to the public, when it was still private beta. You got to remind it what it is you want it to do. So I reminded it, go to this page, find my SVPs, which it knows what that means. It knows it means sales value propositions, and the CTA, the call to action. So it should be looking at this kind of stuff here. These are the SVPs, and this is the call to action. That's to say, this is the call to action here. They don't really have a lot of them, right? Like the SEO text is underneath. They don't really have a lot of sales value propositions. So the fact that this is like giving you what you want right away, what strength do you want, what size, here you go, repeat delivery. Very good for them to bundle repeat delivery. This is a great upsell and cross-sell that people should be using. They got a big discount on the price. This is a huge sales value proposition right there, a huge tactic to increase in the sales. And then add to cart underneath, which is really, really smart as well. So ChatGPT says, I'm unable to locate the detailed information regarding these aspects due to the structure of the web page and limitations of the browsing tool. From initial view of the page, I noticed a promotional CTA offering 35% discount using a specific code and free shipping. While I couldn't fully evaluate the SBTs and CTA, these are generally effective in e-commerce for returning customers. So it's like, hey, this is true. I like the fact you got discounts here. It's actually a 25% discount. I don't know where it saw 35. Where did you see 35? 30% off offers here? I don't know where it saw 35. This might be a terrible example because you just can't read the page. Which again is another reason, another thing that happens, right? This is why this kind of tool, so far, it's not a tool at all. It's a general interface. I could say that right there. It's like, it's not a tool at all. It's just a general interface. It's not the best SEO AI. It's just not. Although I did expect it would do this better. Although it did give us some general, some more specific yet still general recommendations. You do have to make sure your CTAs are clear and visible. I guarantee to you, because I can't see where to purchase, they are losing a percentage of sales, probably 35%. That's where I got it from. So it did see it. It can read web pages usually pretty good. It could also be the interstitials getting in the way for it seeing the content. It could be the problem, right? And that's why Google's probably seeing the same thing, which is probably causing a problem to them for that. But quite frankly, I bet you this site is losing about 5% sales because where's the call to action? Okay, what do I click to make a purchase? Do I click this thing? Nothing's happening. I have a mousey button, but nothing's happening when I click this. You see? I get the mousey hand. Nothing's happening here. What's going on? Oh, never mind. Go back. Like that is entirely possible going to happen. All I have to do is just scroll like this. Oh, here it is. That lost them 5% of sales right there, right? And CRO is conversion rate optimization is both crucially important, both for sales and SEO. It's a direct factor in SEO. Google has now admitted it, right? Read the court documents that Google had to release for the current lawsuit in the American court system that Google had to release. It's public knowledge that Google has traffic as a ranking factor. And they can watch your mouse movements, they watch the scrolls, they watch what you're doing, what you're clicking on, what you're moving your mouse over. They can watch that in Chrome. They can see that in Chrome. Just like they have Hotjar installed for every site you go to with Chrome, right? And maybe even in Firefox, quite frankly. They do have a big tie-in with Firefox, and they could see that on your phones as well, any Android phone, which is the majority, still the majority of phones out there, quite frankly. So for those people who are still stuck in the mud saying Google can't see traffic, yes, they can, and they've admitted it. This mystery is solved, okay? So these guys are already ranking #1, but I bet you they would rank better or their rankings would be more foolproof if they just made sure that this was the design right here. And you could see the add to cart button on the top left to bottom right. For English readers, they're always reading the Z pattern like this. They go from here, they will see this, they will see this, they'll see this, they'll see this, and they'll be like, where's the add to cart button? Oh, here it is here, boom. Quite frankly, this is pulsing, so that's gonna draw some attention away, stuff like that. Value communication, make sure your SPPs clearly communicate the unique benefits of your product. It doesn't. Again, these guys are thriving in spite of themselves. The only sales value propositions, the only propositions here that are boosting the value for a sale is this bunch of stars with 5 whole reviews, whoop-de-doo. The fact that it is exactly what they're looking for, CBD oil for cats. And you notice we have CBD oil for cats in the title, CBD oil for cats in the URL, CBD oil for cats in the H1. I presume this is an H1, I'll inspect it. Yes, it's an H1. It's ranking #1 to those people out there who I'm having an argument with lately about over-optimization. They have the parameters. They have the strength, the pack size, and the flavor. Out of all of the sales value propositions, these are the worst. They're not building value at all. They're building value here with repeat delivery, 25% off this, and it's scratching off of the price. This is building value, for sure. This is a proven psychological trick, proven in social science and in underground SEO University. This trick works. Did they use the strike-through tag for this? No, they used a span, which is too bad. They missed an opportunity there, but that's fine. So anyway, and then they have the sales value propositions down here in a paragraph, also the SEO text. If they were able to put like one sales value proposition right here, the most important selling thing, ease your cat's pain today, boom. It's what they want to do. It's the most important thing. It's a sales value proposition. It would use the word your, which is one of the top 5 power psychology words. That would greatly help them. So again, Josh, you're like, well, where does it say this here? It doesn't say this anywhere here. This tool is only so good for SEO, and I have to admit, I thought it would do better than this. It's doing a bad job. That's because of this page. Let me go back to another page. Let me grab head and heel. Let's see. These guys have not really great sales value propositions either. Let me go here and say, okay, what about this page? Let's see if they can pick it up on this page. Maybe this would be better. Usually ChatGPT, this was me trying to sell ChatGPT to you to use for these kinds of things. Usually it's better for this. Let me see if it gets this kind of answer here. Okay, so it was able to read this better. It says several elements serve as a single value propositions and calls to action. Single value propositions. 300 milligrams CBD per bottle. Again, it's picking out, I said those were sales value propositions. They're not very good ones. I don't think it's going to give them good ratings for this. 10 milligrams CBD per dropper, 30 servings per bottle. That's not a lot of servings. Calls to action, subscribe and save. Yep, you see, so it's picking out the sales value propositions very well and the calls to action very well. Delivery every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Evaluation, yeah, see, SVP's rating 6 out of 10. Those are not great sales value propositions. Those are parameters, not value propositions. And it says the SVPs clearly communicate the product's quantity and dosage, which are crucial for customers. However, they could be enhanced by emphasizing specific benefits or unique features of the CBD oil that differentiate it from competitors. Exactly. There's no differentiation here. There's no building of value here. There's stating of facts, which builds some value in terms of the total value of the sale, of getting them over the hurdle to click this thing. But there are no sales value propositions here, right? That's not gonna help them make any sales. And there's a reason why they're not ranking very highly compared to the other ones. And the call to actions ratings, the subscription model with a 10% savings is a strong incentive for repeat purchases. Indeed, I agree. That is definitely, subscription here is really good, and a 10% savings on it, that's great. You want to get them making multiple purchases. And you want to bundle it as well. Bundle this product with this. Users who liked this. Amazon uses it for a reason, guys. You got to use that to upgrade and improve your sales you're making, your money you're making. You need to get the best bang for your buck in all the SEO you do and all the marketing dollars you spend. And it will improve your SEO as well because the traffic will tell Google that people have liked it, people have stopped searching. This is the main site people go back to and all those good signals. It says, however, the CTAs could be more compelling with a stronger sense of urgency and or additional incentives. Exactly. Okay, write me the 3 best SVPs and 3 best CTAs doing what, fixing what you found above. So here is where the only place you can get ChatGPT to do any writing for you is in writing very specific things that you've already primed it to give you the right answer, and then you ask it to do it for you. So look at the sales value propositions it starts writing out. Organic and safe. Our CBD oil for cats is crafted from originally grown hemp, ensuring the highest quality and safety for your pet's wellness. Boom. If they are leery at all about why they should be buying this, that's going to help them for sure. It could be right here. It could be listed right here, or it could be listed right here. All of it could be in 2 columns, pretty much in this real estate here on the page. Targeted relief. Each bottle contains 300 milligrams of CBD, expertly formulated to support joint health, stress relief, and overall well-being for your feline friend. Very well written too. And consistent care. With 10 milligrams of CBD per dropper and 30 servings per bottle, our product offers a reliable and easy-to-administer solution for your cat's daily health needs. Great. Fantastic. Those are really good sales value propositions, and that is something that ChatGPT is pretty good at doing. It is probably some of the best SEO tools out there for analyzing your sales page to see how well it's selling, to analyze any page to see how well it's converting, whether the conversion is just they become informed on it, or they move forward in the process to click another link, or they move forward in the process to click and make a sale. It's all the same. It's all a conversion, right? And then their enhanced call to actions, subscribe now and save. Get 10% off on your first subscription and ensure your pet never runs out. Ooh, They made a sense of urgency, a fear of missing out kind of tactic. Ensure your pet never runs out of wellness support. Using guilt there as well. What a great call to action. What a great sales technique. That is head and shoulders above add to cart. That is head and shoulders above add to cart, quite frankly. And there's plenty of room here to put it, right? Customize your delivery, limited time offer. Again, fear of missing out. Subscribe today and receive complimentary cat toys. Your first order, a treat for your pet's health and happiness. Again, increasing the value and telling them to do it now, right? Subscribe now. Now is another one of the top 5 power psychology words. So this is what ChatGPT, quite frankly, is good at. It's good at analyzing the sales value propositions, analyzing the CRO, analyzing the CTA. It could even analyze the CTR of your page. You could be like, here's my title and meta description. Is this a good CTR? Am I going to get click through with this? You could ask it those kinds of questions. And that's when you want to poll the general wisdom of the internet. That's when you want to poll the wisdom of crowds. And the wisdom of crowds will tell you, yeah, we like this. Or the wisdom of crowds will tell you, now, yeah, we don't. Chatting with ChatGPT is basically like chatting with a distillation of the entire internet. And so that's why it's really good at asking it these kinds of survey, psychological, subjective questions that are generalist questions. ChatGPT excels at giving crystallized answers. And that's what sales does, is they do market survey, they do market research. And that's basically just polling a lot of people. Well, ChatGPT is an already crystallized form of every single poll you could ever want to run. And so that's why it's great for these kinds of specialized knowledge. The only specialized knowledge it's good for is sales knowledge, of asking it sales value propositions, anything that polling a lot of people would help you, and that a lot of people online have talked about. If you got those two things, polling a lot of people will help you, and a lot of people online have talked about it, then that's what you should be asking ChatGPT. All right, let's see if, does that make sense, everybody? Let's see if we got any questions. So Danny asked some questions. Danny says, if we are making a brand new website, do we need to make also new social media accounts and working on authority for everything? If yes, does it take a lot of time? You might, Danny. It depends on if it's in a new niche or not. If you have an existing built-up author in a niche that you already have, well then probably that's fine. But if it's a new niche, do you have any expertise in that niche? That's what you need to ask yourself. Danny also asks, I'm not an expert. If you want more information on that, Danny, I could go into a bit more detail. Email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. I'll see if I can help you out. All the answers are in Underground SEO University. Danny also asks, I'm not an expert on different topics, so I can't be a real expert on those niches. Google wants to look at people knowing their stuff, right? Yes, Google has specifically said you need to be an expert, and we would only rank content that comes from experts. Expertise and experience are the two E's in EAT, which is how they rank pages. You need to have experience, you need to have expertise, you need to have authority, which is just synonyms for those two things, and therefore they will trust you, and that's how you have trust. So yes, you definitely need those things to rank, for sure. What actually that means, we have built up systems and AI systems in our SEO Copilot, aka Keyword Spy, which is going to help you with those things, for sure. So I'm going to show you how that works in just a couple seconds. So you might be like, okay, great, Josh. I see you've got a best SEO tool here. It's great for this kind of SEO where you're improving the sales, you're improving the conversion rate, which is still very important. You're improving the CTA, you're improving the SVPs, you're improving that kind of stuff, and that's important. And it is. It is important not only for sales, but for SEO. But how do I do other kind of stuff? Well, here's the problem. You can't just go to ChatGPT and say, write me an article. It'll do it, but it'll be the most bargain basement crap article. It won't show the expertise, as we just talked about. And you can't go to it and tell me, what are all the keywords that will help me rank for this domain? It doesn't know. I'll say, tell me the keywords I should rank, I should use on this page to rank. You can ask it all day long. I just did. And it's going to say, hey, I'll come up with some bargain basement generalist knowledge. It says, okay, CBD oil for cats, organic cat CBD. It starts making some wild guesses. Cat health supplements, wrong. Wrong. Pet wellness CBD, wrong. It targets a broader pet wellness audience. We don't want to target a broad pet wellness audience. We want to target a specific audience, this specific audience, right? Natural cat remedies, hemp oil for cats, wrong. It's a different product. That'll take you off the focus of this EMQ. Cat joint health, wrong. That's a different topic. It'll take you off the specificity for this EMQ. Stress relief for cats, wrong. It'll take you off the topic for this EMQ. CBD dosage for cats, is that good? Really? Should I put it on there? Should I not? You never know what out of this is going to be good to use or bad to use, because it's not even guessing, because it's not even sentient. It's just spitting out other related topics that have nothing to do with this topic. I can tell you right now, from 25 years experience, 6 years of in-depth testing, read reverse engineering of Google's systems, and building an AI system where I see the statistics of what's ranking and what is not, I will tell you right now, this will derank your page. I could tell you right now, this will derank your page. None of this, maybe this one is the only one that might help you rank slightly. And maybe this word here might help you slightly, but that's just me guessing from doing an educated guess because I've done all the testing on this particular query in particular and all queries in general. But I can guarantee to you, if you go on this topic or this topic or this topic is another product, if you try to broaden or go to another, then if you try to target something else, then that is not going to help you, right? You need to pool your score. You need to pool your score on specificity. You need to pool your score for what you want to rank for, which is this, right? Presumably you want to rank for this. We need to check actually this keyword to see if it's even worth ranking for to begin with. That's another matter in a second. So do you guys see? Do you see? You ask it a simple question, you get a simple answer. And sorry, in specialist knowledge like stocks or crypto or SEO, you don't want simple answers from generalists. You don't want people guessing. In our group, we call that guessio. We call it guessing SEO or guessio, and we use that as a pejorative, right? This is guessing. It has no idea. But don't you see how insidious this is? People will go here and ask it this question and think that it's, ooh, magic AI, it knows things, and therefore will use this stuff on their page, and they will never rank for any of this because they devalued themselves. They're trying to rank for 10 things on a single page. They will never rank for a single one of them. So this is not the best SEO AI. And anyone who's guessing or going off of this and using this as a base is got a problem if they're just doing this kind of stuff. If they're trying to ask it for the wisdom of crowds. You can't poll 100 general people and ask them how to do SEO. You're not going to get a good answer, right? And even if you polled 100 run-of-the-mill SEOs who don't have any name for themselves, you're going to get 10 different answers, and again, you're not going to rank very well still. If you rank only 20% of the time or 30% of the time, that's not a good enough statistic, right? That's not going to be good professionally speaking if you have that low of a general success rate. Our general success rate is far higher than that. It's like 70% general success rate. You need to have a much higher general success rate than less than half, or you're just going to be burning too much money and wasting too much time. Now, there are ways you can get around that by automating with AI and building out, like, okay, well, if I have a 30% success rate, then I'll build 100 pages and 30 of them will succeed and they'll get onto page 2 or page 3. Okay, you've got 30 pages out of 100 onto page 2 and 3. Now what do you do, right? Like, so that's just not specific enough. It's not powerful enough. It's not going to work. It's going to cost you too much money. It's going to cost you too much time, right? You need to get much more laser focused. You need to get much more targeted. You need to get much more laser focused. Having that low of a success rate is not going to be tenable moving forward. And especially since, I don't know, Greg, if you noticed this, especially since Danny Sullivan just recently put out there that SEOs need to, and I quote, buckle up, because this next year of targeting, ye olde last year's tactics are going to be specifically hit by Google. Google's writing AIs to specifically hit those kinds of tactics. Did you notice that? Did you see that in the group?
I did. I saw that. Just waiting for more people's comments because it's very open-ended. I mean, what does that even mean? I haven't been in SEO long enough to know, what maybe he's referenced that in the past, something like that phrase, but buckle up. I mean, okay, buckle up. Where are we going? A roller coaster ride? I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster ride, except the roller coaster goes down like this. No, I can tell you exactly what that means. That means, and they have been very consistent with this. You're absolutely right. They have said in previous years. They're very consistent. They're like, their words for it are people first. If you're making people first content, but if you're making content just to rank, that means any SEO tactic. If you're using any SEO tactic that they know about from last year, they're going to make an AI to specifically target you. And they can see everything you're doing. They can see everything you're doing. The only reason why they haven't hit you yet is because they haven't bothered to write something to do it yet. So, and now he's saying, he's putting us on notice. He's saying we are. So you need to be future forward. You cannot be using the recommendations in ChatGPT. So what can you use? Well, we have the top of class, next generation, best SEO AI to show you. It's called Keyword Spy right now, and we're changing the name to SEO Copilot. It's becoming an SEO Copilot. The more and more it automates for you, the more it becomes an SEO Copilot. We're going to change the name to that. We'll show you that in a second. Let me see if we have any questions first. Danny says, thanks, Josh. I was just wondering if I use the software and make a good blog with good articles, if that's enough with inner backlinks and external links and topical cluster. It can be. It can be. Nowhere have we promised yet, not anytime soon, that on-page SEO is all you need to do, right? Everyone knows you need to do more than just on-page SEO. And so I want to make it perfectly clear. Do not think that Keyword Spy will do it all for you. Not yet. We're building that into it, but it's going to take years to do, right? There's more to SEO than that. If you know what that is, I'm not going to preach to you. I'm not going to preach to you here on the show, too much. If you think you know what that is and you're getting results, Godspeed, more power to you. Use Keyword Spy, find the right keywords, do the best on page because it does the best on page for you. I'm going to show you in a second. If you don't know what that is, Danny in particular and everybody else, email me at joshpaczynski@gmail.com. If you're already a Keyword Spy user, I can give you a huge discount to Underground SEO University, where we teach you the rest of SEO. And there's a hell of a lot more SEO there. There's all these ranking factors. There's all this ranking juice. There's all these boosts you're leaving on the table and you're not even taking advantage of because you don't know they exist. We'll join SEO University and you will know they exist and exactly what they are and how to take advantage of them. We'll show you how that works. Okay, but getting back to on-page. Keyword Spy definitely will get you a lot of the way there. And Google has admitted that on-page is going to be the biggest ranking factor moving forward because it's how their AIs work. It's how this new AI model works. It analyzes pages. They can also machine learn traffic and different things, but they've already done that, really. So it's really all about the page and determining whether the page is got the heat, right? Whether it's got the sheet, actually. I call it sheet. Does your page have the sheet? What does sheet stand for? It stands for semantics, helpfulness, which is just a text classifier, experience, expertise, authority, and trust, which is all just text classifier AIs that classify stuff on your page. So it's all on page, finds if you're saying those words, and then boosts you if you're saying those words. And then trust, and the last one is timeliness. Are you timely? That's the other ranking factor that'll boost you right there. So does your page have the sheet? And does it have the CRO? Those will be the two biggest ranking factors moving forward. CRO and sheet. That's it. That'll be SEO moving forward. The question is, do you have the best SEO AIs to help you do that? Let me show you the best one for on-page. And we're increasingly putting audits into it. We're increasingly putting perfect articles and automating, building pages out of it. And it's going to start automating other stuff like internal linkings, backlinking. It'll start automating these other processes as we build it out over the next year. So let's check it out. So if you have never seen it before, here is what it looks like. So here is Keyword Spy. Here's the dashboard. You can find easy niches to rank for. You can find the boosting keywords. You can spy on your keywords competition. You can write SEO articles. You can also get all that stuff here on the left. Keyword discovery is where we find the easiest keywords to rank for. And do not underestimate how important that is to do keyword research. I've been doing SEO for 25 years. And let me tell you, the place where most SEOs go wrong, and the place where I would say 75% of SEO campaigns fail, which I've done ones that failed and I've done ones that succeeded out of 25 years, obviously, is in not choosing the right keywords to begin with. You always need to do the keyword discovery phase. You always need to do it. Even if you've been working in this niche for 15 years, searcher trends change. Difficulty factors change over time. You need to do a keyword discovery report every time. And with Keyword discovery in Keyword Spy in our SEO Copilot, it takes you 5 minutes. So why wouldn't you do it? So that's the first place you need to start. That is the most important thing to SEO. That is the best SEO AI tool right there, is our next generation SEO Copilot, which is doing tree of thought ideation. It's doing chain of thought ideation in analyzing your competitors like an SEO consultant would, one with 25 years experience, because I made it based on my experience, of how difficult niches are. And let me show you two. It's actually quite interesting. Let me show you how keyword discovery works. Let's look here at drug rehab, Arizona, a great keyword. And we have all the difficulty here for you. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it a little bit easier. We have all the keywords here for you. We have how hot they are this year. We have how much money is behind them in terms of what people are spending on Google Ads. We have the searches. We average out the traffic value for you, the trend value, the return on investment for building on this keyword without factoring in keyword difficulty. And the final ROI is the final return on investment. It factors in the keyword ROI of how hot it is, how much money, and how much traffic it has, which is this score right here, times how easy it is. So you can sort by final ROI here. And those guys who have seen me go through this, I apologize, I have to quickly go through it because it's so important to SEO. If you don't do a keyword discovery beforehand, you're going to run into trouble. I guarantee you. You need to do a keyword discovery beforehand. This is where you need to start, right? Also, check this out. You see easier, easier, easier. And if I sort it the other way, you see very easy or tough niche, average difficulty, that kind of a thing. This is our own proprietary SEO Copilot scoring system, where it tells you exactly how tough it is compared to the rest of the internet. We have tens of thousands of data points in keyword difficulty calculations that our AI has already tirelessly calculated. And so we can tell you with a high degree of certainty things that no other keyword competitive research tool has ever done or told you before. We could tell you how difficult it is based on numerous myriad of factors, not just links, which every other difficulty tool is based on, just on this. We could tell you a myriad of factors, plus other factors that are based on stuff that are secret and behind the scenes, with our very complex next generation best AI SEO tool. We could tell you it is exactly 23% more difficult than the rest of the internet. We can compare this to every other SEO niche that exists and tell you how difficult this niche is in general compared to everything else. It is exactly 23% more difficult. And we could tell you with a high degree of certainty, after you do the on-page ranking for this, you should be ending up on page 6, maybe page 5, but probably page 6. That's where on-page will get you for a very tough niche. Now, there's certain things that will make it easier. Like, do you have a powerful site? Well, then it'll make it certain percentages easier. This number will go down. And are you a top-level expert in that niche? That would make it a certain percentage easier. And this number will go down. Or are you going to use quote-unquote crappy AI content? Not our AI content, assuming that you put all your numbers in the green. If you put all your numbers in the green with our article builder, then you don't have to check this. If you're going to be in the green with our article builder, it's just like a human wrote it. You don't need to check this. But if you're going to use anybody else's AI content, you need to check this, and then this will get harder because everyone else's SEO tool sucks. I'm sorry, it's just the way that it is. Everyone else's SEO tool building AI with AI content is absolute crap. And we've tested. It has a trouble indexing. And just look online. People have trouble indexing it. People have trouble ranking it. Don't look at the one person who says, I didn't have any trouble. One, they're lying. Two, that's just one person. Look at the hundreds of other people who said, I use this AI content, it's not ranking, I don't know what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. You need to dig a little deeper if you want to do that research. Or you could just say, screw doing the research. I listened to Josh. Josh told me what to do. I'll just do that. That's not a problem. Because again, I don't get paid if you don't rank. If you use our tool and it doesn't work and you don't rank, I need to hear about it because it needs to rank you so you keep using it so we keep making money. So you got me on the hook for some SEO consultation at that point, right? So use it. So email me, or even better, ask questions in the live stream, or ask questions on the description, or go to my community here. Go to community and ask questions here in community on any of these posts that you see here. I don't know if public can post on my community, but you can definitely ask me questions on here as well. And those will be public questions that anybody can see. Okay, so this is just fantastic. And what you can do here is you just cycle through and you find the very easy niches, and then like find this gem. Rehabs in Scottsdale, Arizona is a gem for this keyword. $32 they're bidding. It's up 30% this year. 880 people search it, and it's very easy. It is 60% easier than the rest of the internet. Look at that. Look how easy this niche is. It is 60% easier than every other SEO niche online, and we've done tens of thousands of these keyword difficulty reports now. Our tool is very popular on AppSumo and with various other places. We've had tens of thousands of sites analyzed. We know how difficult these niches are, and this is within a few points accurate. You know that rehabs in Scottsdale, Arizona is a local query. They tend to be easier anyway. This is a very easy query to go for. This is a low-hanging fruit you should be trying to go for sure. Okay. Another really cool place that we have this built in here is in reports, but I'll show you that after. So you need to run one of these things first. You need to run one of these things first. Then you're like, okay, Josh, how do I find the keywords? Well, what you do is you go to Keyword Spy. You can either click here and say, start a keyword report, and you can start it here, or you go to Keyword Spy, and then you search a keyword. You're like, okay, what was it? It was whatever it was. It was drug rehab, Scottsdale, Arizona, blah, 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 blah. You put that through, and then you just do ranking pages. That'll be fine. We're going to be adding in a whole nother suite of tests in here, and we're going to be drastically increasing the speed of these tests. Right now, what we're doing here is we're building AI models based on the way Google actually works, right? You might be like, Josh, why does it take so long? Let me tell you why it takes so long. Because we actually do a good job here. No one else does. We build AI models that approximate and recreate how BERT ranks pages, how the freshness system ranks pages, how the helpful content system ranks pages, how MOM ranks pages, how neural matching ranks pages, and how RankBrain ranks pages, including the passage ranking system. Rebuild a whole review system, rebuild a whole bunch of these actual systems that Google uses. The freshness system we have built into our SEO Copilot. We have, that's the exact match domain system we have built in to some degree. We have actual systems built into the actual Google search ranking systems. Nobody else has that. No one else can say they have this. Nobody else has apparently read this document or even gives a shit. That's why the SEO industry is such crap from everybody else, because they're not taking this as a professional point of view, right? They're like, oh yeah, whatever. I'll just let you see your entities. Like, what does that even mean, entities? Entities from what? An entity is a technical term from computer science that means the particular entity of a different kind of AI. But BERT has different entities, then neural matching has different entities, from RankBrain has different entities. So when they say they're giving you their entities, well, which one? Which AI system entities is this from? But they don't differentiate because they don't even know. They don't even know there's a difference there. That's why it takes so long currently to do the reports in Keyword Spy, because we're rebuilding and remaking all of those different engines, right? We rebuild you a RankBrain engine, a BERT engine, and neural matching. We do also knowledge graph. We have DOM vector here, which is very good for ranking, but very complex. We need to build that system out. This is still under development. And then we have competitors we build out. And then we have the final results where we tally up all the score of all the different AI systems and how they work. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're building in 2 or 3 more systems. We're going to have 7 different separate systems detecting entities, scoring entities, and giving you a final score here at the end. We are the most robust on-page keyword testing tool. There is no one else on the planet who even comes anywhere close. If you used Keyword Spy just for keyword discovery alone, you would improve your game 75%. If you used Keyword Spy to also build your different AI models and to find the actual boosting keywords and then hand write the content, you'd be another 50% ahead. You'd be more than 100% ahead, because 100% is just times 2 better. You'd be way more than times 2 better. You would be like times 3, times 4, times 5 getting more improvements, because we score them depending on how much they weigh in the actual factors. We score them, we test them. We're adding 2 or 3 more to this. And you will be able in an advanced section here to check with checkboxes. Yes, I want BERT. Yes, I want RankBrain. No, I'll skip that one BERT test. Oh, I'll skip this neuromatching test. Go. You can also do advanced if you want. Or if you're like, I don't want to do that, this guy's going to be removed here. It'll just be ranking pages and support pages. You want to rank it, click this. It'll be done in 5 minutes. We're going to reduce the speed of half an hour down to 5 minutes maximum for you to get your keywords that are, again, 5 times better than anybody else. This is by far the best on-page SEO testing AI tool. By far, by far. And we're going to continue to have more tests than everybody else that are more accurate and more useful than anybody else. Whether you know or care about what these different things are here, whether you know or care about what these are, we do. You don't need to care and worry about it because we do. We do all the work here for you. And we will tally all these up that are important, and we will tally it up in the results. And these results are given to the article builder, the SEO Copilot. These results are given to them, and it's like, okay, it'll write the article based on all of this. You don't even need to worry about it or think about it. That is the future of AI-based SEO. That would be the best SEO AI as an AI that does all this. So that's where we're going with it, guys. That's what we're building out. Very exciting things moving on in the future here. So this is the kind of stuff that you need for yourself. Now check this out also in reports we have coming. We're also importing here for you the difficulty, if we have a difficulty report for it, we're going to run the difficulty here for you for these keywords that you want to build out in your reports. So you can see just at a glance, you can see the average, if it's average or easy. And look at this one. Outdoor lighting is not recommended. What? Look at that. Or Atlanta airport parking is a very tough niche. It's plus 59%. It's 59% more difficult than the rest of the SEO niches. Not recommended here is 93% more difficult than any other SEO niche.
Now try typing one of those keywords in Keyword Spy, and I'll show you a little trick or a little feature that we added.
So what do you mean? Go to Keyword Spy.
Yeah, type in outdoor lighting and then tab.
Oh,
bam!
Nice. Look at that. Wow.
It'll give you a quick little feedback on, oh, maybe I shouldn't go for this.
Yeah,
or,
that's super cool. Look at that. Yeah. Quite frankly, yes. And that's another reason why you need to do a keyword discovery report beforehand, because we can't do a keyword report on infinite queries, right? We can't just have an AI. We will have an AI sitting in the back just doing keyword discovery after keyword discovery on all the new niches that will help people rank and auto building pages for you. That's coming in the next 6 months to a year. So that's why you want to get on the grandfathered pricing now, because we promise you the grandfathered pricing will never change. We can't promise you you'll have infinite credits, but we can promise you the grandfathered pricing will never change, and you'll get a potpourri, if you will. You'll get a tapas of all the coolest stuff that the system does at $144 a month forever if you sign on now for it, while we still have the grandfathered pricing. So that's a good reason to go to trykeywordsspy.com, try free for 2 weeks, and then upgrade to the grandfathered price of $144 a month. But look at that. That's super cool, Greg. I really like that.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Because, as I said, the keyword discovery phase is the most important phase, where 75% of SEO projects live or die. And if you're gonna try to rank for this, no problem, and you're only billing your client $500 a month for this, and you have no budget for tons of other exterior SEO or off-page SEO that needs to be done, then you're never going to rank for it. Like, good luck. Good luck ranking for this, right? Now, you might be like, oh, Josh, I don't like this because my client tells me I have to rank for this, and it says not recommended. And my answer is, yeah, well, aren't you happy that I told you the truth and how difficult it is instead of feeding you bullshit? I mean, that's what you should be happy about. And then you can tell your client, look at the keyword discovery here. Let's go for divorce lawyer. So here's very tough niches. This one is 65%, very tough. It needs to get to 90% for it to be not recommended. That's double as tough as any other niche. At 65% toughness, a very tough niche, 65 or 66% harder than every single SEO niche that has ever existed. Now we're going to be off maybe by 5 points total. So it could be 60% to 70% difficult, more difficult than every other SEO niche that exists in 2023. Remember, it's 2023. It's not 2003 anymore. So niches are getting harder and harder every year, some of them, right? Another reason why you need to keep finding the easier ones. You don't want to forage in the valley that has been decimated by volcano. You want to move to a valley where it's easier to live. And there's still millions and millions of valleys where it's easy to live. We don't have to worry that SEO is dying or anything like that. SEO without AI is dying for sure. You need AI to help you. You cannot survive in this environment without an AI. You cannot survive in this environment without an AI. You could be a brontosaurus, you don't have an AI, you could survive because you've got 5 years of fat stored up. But that's only going to last you for 5 years, right? You need AI, you need to have that AI co-pilot flying around shooting lasers for you. You need that right now. But anyway, you could look, you can go to your client and say, look, okay, I know you want me to rank for Los Angeles and Element Attorney, fine. But look how difficult it is. It's 66% more difficult than every other SEO niche that exists. And when I do the on-page for it, Keyword Spy has statistically determined, based on thousands and thousands and thousands of ranking pages, that if I am within the green after I do the article builder on all the important metrics, and my heat score is above, and your density is not too high, and you got the querying intent, I will be at best on page 7, maybe page 6. And then from there, it's spending a lot of money on off-page SEO signals, which are more than just links, by the way, more than just links. And you could shortcut a lot of links. If you want to know what that is, all you need to do is join me in SEO University. If you're an existing Keyword Spy customer, email me at joshpaczynski@gmail.com. I can give you a big, huge discount on SEO University. Now you have the data you can show your client. You can say, look how difficult it is. How about instead we try going for Persian divorce lawyer in Los Angeles, or pro bono divorce lawyers in Los Angeles. Try ranking for something like this. Or divorce lawyers in LA. This is an easy keyword, but it still has a huge keyword ROI. It's only average difficulty. It's 11% easier than every other SEO niche. Because, not surprisingly, it is a long tail query. It's got four words, 1, 2, 3, 4, divorce lawyers in LA. And it's a local query. Local tends to skew easier, believe it or not. Here's the stats to prove it. Even if I'm 5% off on this, it's still easier than every other SEO niche that we've ever tested, which are thousands and thousands of niches, tens of thousands at this point. We have a very good statistical sample base. The hardest one was, Los Angeles divorce lawyer was very tough. Look at that. So very tough niche, 57% more tough. Wow. Wow. Look at some of the competitors. Some of them are pretty easy to beat. Some of them know how to do SEO. Some of them don't. And they just have a lot of traffic. Look, this site has 13,000 visitors a month. Yeah. And now that we know that's a factor, just guess how well they're converting for them to be number 2. These guys are building a good site here. They don't really know how to do SEO. Their page focus, look at their page focus, is only 15%. Their title focus is only 45%. Some of these guys really know how to do good SEO. 60% title focus, that's in the higher range. That's in the higher range for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of these guys, but look, they're ranking on the traffic boosts alone, and maybe a little bit from their 2 out of 10 page rank. From 100 quality links to have a 2 out of 10 page rank, or a 20% page rank. 20 out of 100 or 2 out of 10.
I mean, you look down the SERP and it's like, yeah, more links, but then you look up the SERP and the ones up at the top 4 have less links than the bottom half.
Yeah, look at that. They have less links. They have more links. But these guys tend to have more traffic. 11,000, 13,000, 7,000. I mean, this guy has a lot of traffic.
And then obviously you can click the link and check out the page and see, if you want to get into real fine detail and, study the top 3 or whatever. But like you said, this thing does, what would you say, like hours worth of work. I've never done anything remotely like that intense, but I can imagine, agencies just spend hours doing keyword research if they're doing it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. They do for sure. And then we give it all to you here for you. We show you everything that's important here. You can click them and check them out. You want to talk about a top-level expert? She must be a top-level expert.
Is that the whole page? You can't scroll?
That's it.
Is that literally it?
That's it. So, that's very interesting on the WCM family law in general. It's very interesting for that. All right, let's see if there's any final questions here, guys. Great. We got one from Blair. Blair says, hey, Blair, how you doing? Blair says, how low in the green range should you go when making content? Right in the middle? Yeah, right in the middle. Right in the middle is fine, as long as you're in the green. He's asking about the article builder.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah. So he's asking, where do I want to be? Let's see what I have here for how to advertise on Pinterest. Maybe I got an article in here. I'm not sure. No, I was just doing SEO on the H1 for this one. Let me go into here in article builder. Let's see. What was I building recently? Let's go digital signage software. Yeah, so this one's over-optimized. This is one we just looked at it for a client. We said, look, you're over-optimized. You want to be right in the middle of this. Anywhere between 49 and 59. The heat score, you want to have this. This is where we're tracking the heat, the helpfulness, the experience, the expertise, the authority, and the trust, right? Keywords. These are text classifiers looking for text on the page. You need to be saying these things. And anything that's a 6, you need to address that, right? Does the content provide insightful analysis or interesting information beyond the obvious? This is how you show you should be trusted, how you're authoritative, how you have the experience and the expertise of someone that Google wants to rank. These numbers in here are important, right, to fixing these things. Down the line of importance. We started with the most important. This is some of the least important, but it's still important, right? So you need to look at the 6s in here and maybe address some of these. We might adjust the heat system. Maybe people think, oh, I'm looking too good. Maybe when you start seeing some 4 to 10s here, maybe people will take action. Maybe we'll do that. You never know.
Or maybe we put it in red, a little background of 6, 7 or below, or
we
6
definitely
or
can
below.
do that. Yeah, it's a great idea, putting it in red.
Stuff in red is definitely a signal to folks.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Start sending out emails, alert emails. You already start getting some probably this week where, if your content scores off or your predictability scores are off, you'll get an email, and then we'll do that for heat and some other metrics.
Yeah, all the important metrics that our SEO Copilot will find statistically, and or we will pre-program in because we have the human knowledge. Our SEO Copilot will notice that you're under, and it'll email you and say, blah, 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 blah. Right now, if you want to opt out of that, just put a blank article in the content score editor, and you'll opt out of that. We'll also have the ability for you just to click in your settings and opt out of that. But, you really shouldn't. The SEO Copilot is going to become really, really helpful in the future because it's going to be like, hey, there was a Google update. And I've noticed that statistically, people wanted to be between 10 points under their average. Now people want to be 5 points under the average. And therefore, you're out of variance. You should change this. And it'll just be warning you for the next 3-6 months. And then 6 months to 12 months, it'll say, hey, I updated your page because Google has changed. Don't worry, I preserved your rankings. See? And it'll automatically change your page for you automatically, because it's detected the industry has shifted, the stats have all shifted, so all the pages that it has in its system have shifted, and it'll just go do it for you automatically. That's where the SEO Copilot's going to go. That's going to cost $400 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month to build out all those systems automated that we're going to be doing there. That's, again, why you might want to consider, just saying, you might want to consider getting on the grandfather price right now of $144 per month. That is guaranteed to stay that way. Again, we can't promise infinite credits on that one, but we can give you a good, fair smorgasbord of what's going on. You will always have lots of credits to do the main functions of the system. And then the periphery of the system, as it gets added on, you'll have to be able to taste that as well. And you can upgrade to very low prices from there. All right, guys. Well, that has been our show of the best SEO in AI. That's where it's going. That's the state of the art. There's no one else out there who even comes close to what it is we're doing. I challenge you out there to find it and show us. If you found an SEO tool you think is better than us, send it to me. I'll review it. Send me any SEO tool out there you think is better. I'll gladly review it. And if they're better, I'll admit it. I'll say, hey, these guys are better. Greg, we should do this. We should do that. Or I'll say, no, this is not good for these reasons, and I'll explain why. People seem to love it when I slag off other SEOs, so I guess I can do that. But more, I'm just trying to keep you guys out of trouble. Really is what I'm trying to do. That's my business model, is I do good for you, and then you pay me the money. That's how it works. That's how we make money moving forward. And that's how we survive, and we find the hidden gardens of all the SEO juice, and everyone else starves because they didn't adopt the best AI for SEO. All right, so thanks very much for listening and watching. Watch for next week when we do a live show, and watch for our shorts and our produced stuff. Any questions, email me at joshbrzezinski@gmail.com. Any question at all, any concern, any question, you email me at joshbrzezinski@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to help you out.